Welcome back, West Texas. I'm here now with that final full forecast of the night. It is still pretty warm around the area. Ozona here has cooled down, finally back under the 80s, 79 degrees here. Still 79 degrees in San Angelo, as well as 78 here in Abilene. Doesn't look like anyone has dropped into the 60s yet, thankfully, but it will happen eventually. But it might take a second, though, just because our lows are literally in the 60s. We're quite above average, over 10 degrees just about everywhere, but 66 for that low in San Angelo, as well as here in Abilene. A lot of 66s around here, but the coolest is going to be 59 degrees up here in Snyder. And I'm thinking the hottest might actually, here we go, 68 degrees down here in Mason. It's going to be a pretty comfortable night for just about everybody. And we're going to continue to see hot conditions as we're getting through the rest of this week. Tuesday in particular, tomorrow, 95 degrees. It's going to be another boiling hot day like today, but it's going to be a little bit interesting too. We're going to have elevated to critical fire weather risk because gusty winds are going to be making it in ahead of this cold front. And if you're on some easternmost counties, you might even see a shower, maybe even a thunderstorm. But with that elevated to critical fire weather risk, one of the reasons, of course, is going to be those gusty winds Tuesday and Wednesday, gusting up to 30 miles per hour. And things will calm down once we get into the rest of the week. And we may see gusts up to 25 miles per hour, but they will be a lot calmer days and a lot less consistent than those wind gusts on Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, again, with all that elevated to critical fire weather risk, the National Weather Service has put out a red flag warning for pretty much the entire western half of West Texas, from Knox County all the way down here into Crockett. We're going to be seeing those wind gusts up to 30, 35 miles per hour on top of our ongoing drought, and humidity is going to be less than 15, less than 10%. But I told you Tuesday is going to be a bit of an interesting day, because as we get into Tuesday evening, again, if you're on some of these easternmost counties, you've got that opportunity to see some showers, maybe even a thunderstorm. You see that slight risk of severe thunderstorms here in Comanche County, even getting up here towards Graham as well. So I've got the weather pattern here to show you what's going on. It's just a little bit complex. As of right now, we've got this low pressure system that is sitting here in West Texas. It's going to actually move its way up, but we've got this warm front here where it shows our warm air is actually moving further north, which you can see here with these winds underneath. And this is the dry line, which is going to be the catalyst for whether or not we're going to see some of those rain chances. So as we get to Tuesday morning, that dry line is going to back up a little bit. It's going to extend, and we're going to see those winds on either side still, but it's going to continue to make its way a little bit further east. You see, once we get to around 4:30, we have the opportunity for seeing some of those rain chances, but it's going to be a very short time period. But I told you this dry line is the catalyst for whether we're going to see storms whatsoever. And if we do see a storm, because the dry line is right there, we've got some decent instability. So it's possible that a thunderstorm could develop for some of these counties. But once that's out of the way Tuesday evening, we then have the cold front that's going to be on its way. It's going to be making its way south, overtaking that dry line. But as we get to Wednesday morning, those rain chances disappear. You can see some of that rain is a bit further east towards Dallas and the rest of Texas. And it's going to stay that way as we get to the day. That cold front's going to quickly move its way through. It'll be gone by the time you're waking up on Wednesday morning. And because of that, looking at the 7-day forecast, Wednesday and Thursday are going to be our only days where it's looking like we're going to drop back down into the 80s. So we'll have a second to cool off somewhat. But as we continue into the weekend, temperatures will rise back up, but we'll also see some more cloud cover that'll hopefully keep us cool.